Berachot Perek Vav, Mishnah Aleph. Ketzad mevarachin ala perot. How do we bless Hashem, of course, on the fruits? What beracha do we say? And this is about now berachot hanehenin, blessings of pleasure when we eat, or could be other things that we'll see. Al perot ha'ilan omer, fruit of the tree, we say borei pri ha'etz, chutz min hayayin, except for wine, shal hayayin omer borei pri ha'gefen, because on the wine you say a special beracha borei pri ha'gefen, because it got higher in quality. Wine is higher than a grape, and it also satiates and makes people happy, be besimcha. So it gets that special beracha. Val perot haaretz, now fruit of the land, omer borei pri ha'adama. We say borei pri ha'adama, chutz min hapat, except for bread. Shal hapat omer hamotzi lechem min haaretz. That again, the wheat which came from the ground, it has also an elevated status to be bread, and it satiates. And of course, we know bread is something that Hashem gave us that we can make out of the wheat, and it's an elevated status, so it gets its own special beracha. Now, just to point out over here, we're used to thinking sometimes that you have fruits are borei pri ha'etz and vegetables are borei pri ha'adama. But that's not really the way to categorize it, because you also have, what about a cantaloupe and a watermelon? These are fruits. It's also a fruit, but it's a fruit of the ground. That's why it said perot ha'ilan and then perot ha'aretz. Besides vegetables, then you have your vegetables. So there's really fruits, both kinds, borei pri ha'etz and borei pri ha'adama, and then vegetables are really borei pri ha'adama. Now a tree, when it says a tree here, just to know what makes a tree a borei pri ha'etz object, meaning is that the tree stays. It stays, and year to year the fruit grows on it. If you pluck an apple, another apple will grow on it. The branches and the tree is still there. But as opposed to a banana tree, which we say is a banana bush, because it breaks down and has to regrow. So that is not a tree. So even some things that might look like it's from a tree, it's really not a halachic tree, and we would say adama on things like a banana or other things like that. Now the Mishnah continues. Ve'al hayirakot omer borei pri ha'adama. Now, yirakot we translate as vegetables, which we know it's adama, but the truth, that's not what this is saying. It comes from the word yerek, yarok, which is greens. The herbs and the greens, like lettuce and spinach and those type of things. That's what we say borei pri ha'adama on. Now, Rabbi Yehuda omer borei minei dishaim. He wants to get more specific, meaning you say borei pri ha'adama on the other things that come from the ground, but if you can get more specific on the herbs and the herbage and the lettuces, then you should say borei minei dishaim, which is again that type of a thing. Now, when we say yirakot means vegetables, and we said cantaloupe and all that are fruits of the ground, the truth is, when you also say a tomato or a potato, even though we call them vegetables, it's also really lumped into when we say perot of the aretz, because really the word yirakot is from the word yerek, just the greens, and it doesn't really mean vegetables, including all the vegetables as we would term them. Just to note that.